My girlfriend and I had just moved into our new home, the kind we'd always dreamed of. Cozy, peaceful, and perfect for us. We even had our rescue cat, Bella, who made it all feel complete. Everything seemed ideal at first, except for the property to our right. It looked half abandoned, as if someone had started renovating it years ago and never finished. The houses on our street are built close together, and between ours and that unfinished one sits the entryway to both back gardens. The previous owner had removed the dividing fence to install a new one but never completed it, leaving both yards wide open to each other. Behind the abandoned house stood another home separated by a wooden fence, and we noticed a group of young men living there. Occasionally, when we came home, they'd cut through the empty yard next door to reach the street. We figured they knew the owner and didn't think much of it. That changed our first night. We were sitting in our back garden relaxing and taking in the quiet when I looked up toward the houses behind us. A man was standing at a window staring directly at us. He wasn't trying to hide it, his face expressionless, the room behind him pitch black. It gave me chills. We tried to shrug it off, assuming he was just curious about new neighbors. But after half an hour of that blank stare, we went inside. For the next few days, life returned to normal. I went to work and my fiancé kept unpacking. A few nights later, we decided to enjoy the garden again. It was dark and peaceful until we heard movement near the broken fence. Suddenly, 3 men appeared, silently standing there watching us. I called out asking if everything was okay. The youngest, maybe 29, was holding a large bag. Without warning, he offered us what turned out to be stolen dishwasher tablets. We politely declined, forcing a nervous laugh to ease the tension. He smiled oddly and walked away with the others. What disturbed me most wasn't the offer, but the way they'd just entered our garden like they owned the place. We hoped it was a one-time thing, but it wasn't. Soon they started coming back, slipping through the unfinished fence, walking across our yard, and acting in ways meant to intimidate us. They'd stare, whisper, sometimes just stand there. My girlfriend and I are both 20, and the thought that they might be targeting us because we were young women made it worse. One afternoon, while I was cleaning the living room, 2 police officers appeared in the abandoned garden. They lifted the fence, looked around for a few minutes, and left without a word. I figured the people next door must have been trouble. Days later, the police knocked on our door. They told us the men from the house behind ours had been evicted for antisocial behavior, not just toward us, but other neighbors too. It was a relief, even though nothing physical had happened yet. At least now they couldn't take it further. Things calmed down for a while, until one afternoon while I was in the bath, I heard a loud bang outside. I rushed to find my girlfriend filming something from the spare bedroom window. When I asked what was going on, she whispered for me to stay quiet. Outside, a man we'd never seen before was pointing up at our window. The moment she noticed him, he sprinted toward our house, tried our front door handle, then ran back to the empty house, lifted the fence, and began pounding on the windows. We called the police immediately. They came, watched the video, took a statement, and left. We couldn't understand why someone would try our door, then break into that house. What was he planning? A few nights later, around 2:16 a.m., we heard whistling, the kind men use to harass women, followed by tapping on our window. Terrified, we checked the cameras, but they'd recorded nothing. Whoever it was left soon after, but we barely slept that night. The next day, we stayed at my mom's. When we returned the following morning, our Ring doorbell had been removed and placed face down on the ground. The SD card was gone. Someone had clearly come back. We knew exactly who it was. The police told us to keep everything locked. The woman on the phone said whoever removed the camera might be planning something. That terrified us more than anything. For weeks, the noises continued, the whistling, the banging, the attempts to get close. Each time the police came, took notes, and left. It slowly stopped, or so we thought. 3 weeks later, while watching old camera clips, we checked the live feed and froze. A man in a black mask stood outside with his hood up, arms stretched wide like he was mocking Jesus on the cross, staring directly at our bedroom window. We didn't record it. We were too shocked to move. He mouthed something we couldn't hear, then slowly walked across the street and stood there, just watching our house for half an hour. The police said it wasn't illegal to look at someone's property and dismissed it entirely. We haven't slept properly since. Every sound makes us jump. One night at 2:52 a.m., the camera finally caught them. Two masked men creeping along the side of our house, shining flashlights into our windows. One carried something that looked like a crowbar. It was the same man as before. For days, he'd stand across the street pointing, waving, or shouting up at our window, expressionless. We've filed report after report, but nothing's been done. The harassment hasn't stopped. We record everything now, but it doesn't make us feel safer. Just this morning, he was back, standing outside, staring up again. We got it on video. We're terrified. But all we can do is keep waiting, hoping the next knock on our door isn't from him.